Can you gain muscle with intermittent fasting? What's up, guys? Back with another educational video, and this week we're talking about intermittent fasting and building muscle. But first, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment for that algorithm. So a new study got published by some people I know, including Grant Tinsley, who's done a few studies now on intermittent fasting and resistance training. Minnow Hinzelmans, who's another colleague of mine who is on social media and also does research, and Andy Galpin. They were looking at 8 weeks of resistance training in men and women, either doing intermittent fasting or just doing continuous meal feeding. The difference with this study compared to some other studies is they actually had them in a calorie surplus. So they were resistance training and in a 10% calorie surplus with adequate protein. So I believe it was 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. And they had them resistance train with an evidence-based training plan 4 times a week for 8 weeks. And they looked at how much training volume they did, their performance, their ratings of energy, and their changes in lean mass and fat mass. The intermittent fasting group ate all of their calories in an 8-hour feeding window, starting at least an hour after they finished training. So they were training fasted, whereas the fed group ate continuously throughout the day, multiple meals per day across the course of the day. Now, at the end of the study, they found that both groups gained similar amounts of lean mass and wasn't statistically different. There were some differences between groups. The first is the group doing intermittent fasting had subjective lower energy level ratings. They also didn't get as good a performance in their lifting. They did overall less repetitions throughout the course of their training, and they had lower increases in their squat run rep max. Now, their other lifts, their upper body lifts, there was no differences between the groups, but in the squat, the group doing the continuous feeding on average gained 4 kilograms more on their squat max compared to the group doing intermittent fasting. Both groups increased, but the group doing continuous feeding increased more. Now, interestingly, and kind of in contrast to this, the group doing intermittent fasting actually didn't gain as much body fat as the group doing continuous feeding. Now, I thought this was strange because calories are supposed to be equated between groups. And so I actually reached out to Minnow and asked him for his opinion on it to get direct from the horse's mouth. And he and I agreed the reason we probably saw differences was because even though they equated calories between the diets, this was a free living study. Meals were not provided to the participants, and it's very, very likely that these individuals on the intermittent fasting diet just ate less. And we also know that doing a bigger surplus versus a smaller surplus does not produce greater gains in lean mass. Well, we saw this with a study from Eric Helms a couple years ago. You only need a very slight surplus in order to increase lean mass, and then pushing that surplus up past that does not further increase lean mass, it just increases fat mass. And so it is not surprising that if the group doing the continuous feeding ate more overall calories, that they gained a little bit more body fat. So I agree with Minnow's assessment on that, because if we look at really tightly controlled studies of intermittent fasting versus continuous feeding, we don't see differences in fat mass. But again, this was one of the first studies looking at overfeeding and specifically resistance training. So it's very, very new research literature. It is in alignment with some other literature showing that gains, especially in the lower body strength-wise, are not as good with intermittent fasting, and same thing with total work or repetitions done. So we need more studies with more subjects over longer periods of time, and we'll have more information, be able to make better determinations based on that data in the future. But I give a lot of kudos for the researchers for designing this and asking this new question that's never been asked before. And again, we're just going to need more research, but I thought it was a really well done study. And I think the data is very interesting and not super surprising based on the information that we have from previous studies on time-restricted eating. All right, guys, if you are looking to build muscle, lose fat, or just get guidance on how to reach your goals, working with an expert coach can really help you a ton. And that's why my expert coaches at Team Layne can be a huge benefit to you to remove some of the barriers for achieving your goals. So if you're interested in getting one of my experts to help you achieve your goals, click the link in the description and I will catch you next week. If you are looking to get expert help, expert coaching can go a long way towards removing the barriers to getting to your goals and helping you walk the path towards your goals. So if you're interested in getting coaching from my expert Team Layne coaches, comment coaching below and I will DM you the information. Catch you guys next time.